Hello and welcome back to our Slay the Spire playthrough. My name is Shuffles, and today we'll be continuing our run as the Watcher. I have Act 2 set up and ready to go. If we make it to the top of the Spire in Act 2, we're going to face off against the Champ. This is going to be a tough fight. He starts with 40 health, and once we get that down to 0, he's going to get 40 more. I know we gain strength along the way. That's going to be a tough fight, but we'll cross that bridge when and if we get there. Let's do a quick recap of what's happened so far. We defeated Hexaghost at the end of Act 1, and that let us pick up Holy Water. So we have tons of energy. We have lots more ways to generate energy from our deck. The other relics we've got, Red Mask and Pen Nib. Those can apply Weak and Invulnerable. Self-Forming Clay, once per combat, we can generate 3 block if we've already lost hit points. So let's take a look at the deck. We still have lots of starter cards in here. We have lots of ways to generate miracles and more energy. And then we have our 2 powers that carried us, Battle Hymn and Omega. Really kind of led the way through Act 1. So Act 2, we're really going to be looking for ways to draw cards, along with some more block cards and attack cards. We're great on energy generation. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll do our first enemy encounter. It's going to be Spheric Guardian. So this enemy has Barricade. They don't lose their block between turns like they normally would. And they've got a lot of it. They start with 10. They're going to be generating 5 more on turn 1 and attacking us for 2. Besides that, they've got 5 health. We're going to have to crack through these shields first before we can get at them. Now let's go ahead and roll. We've got a 3 that doesn't help us. And we're going to go ahead and play Diva Form. We'll get our first power out. That will generate 1 miracle per turn. We'll play a Defend with our last energy. We'll block for 1. And we're just going to hold on to the miracles for now. Guardian's up to 15 block now. And they've attacked us for 2. We block 1 and we lose 1 health. Ready for turn 2. Let's roll another 3. Again, that doesn't help us. We could use Self-Forming Clay if we need it this turn. Guardian's going to be attacking us for 5. It looks like we have plenty of block. So let's go ahead and play. We'll get Omega out for our 3 energy. That will do 6 damage. Get to that in just a minute. Let's use our Holy Water. We use both energy cubes here. That's going to let us play Vigilance. Enter Calm State. We get 2 block. And then we'll play Inner Peace. That's going to let us draw 3 cards. Worship, we can go ahead and play. That generates 1 more miracle. Alt is 0 cost. We'll play it. It's going to give us 1 more block. So we're up to 3. And then we can spend 2 miracles to defend twice. So we won't take any damage from Spheric Guardian this turn. Our Omega will do 6. I gotta crack through these shields first, so down to 9 shields. And that's gonna do it for turn 2. Turn number 3. We rolled a 2. Still no help from the relics, but we can use Self-Forming Clay if we need it. Let's go ahead and play Inner Peace. For 1 energy, it's gonna draw 3 cards since we're still in Calm. Next up, we'll play Eruption. So that gets us out of Calm. Generates 2 energy, puts us back to 3. We've entered Wrath. We've done 2 damage to the Spheric Guardian. It's 2 more shields gone. We'll throw up Battle Hymn. 1 energy. So we'll go ahead and do our damage from the powers. We're in Wrath now, so 4 from Battle Hymn and 6 from Omega. That's going to do it for the shields, and does 3 damage on top of that. So he's down to 2. And then we can just play this 1-cost strike to finish him off. It'll do 2 damage, and that will end the fight. So for our rewards here, we're adding 1 coin, and we get a card reward. So we've got Tantrum, Tranquility, and Weave. Tantrum does 2 damage and puts us in Wrath, and then this card goes on top of our draw pile, so we can play it again the next turn. Tranquility is a card we can hold on to and puts us in Calm. We'll do that 1 time and then Exhaust. And then Weave does 1 damage If we would discard this card while scrying, instead we play it and it deals +5. We don't have any scry abilities yet, so I think we'll hold off on Weave. So then it's just between Tantrum and Tranquility. We've got a couple of ways to enter Calm already, but I believe we just have one for Wrath. So I think we'll take Tantrum. We have 14 gold. I'm going to try to make my way up the middle of the Spire here towards this store. Then we'll be taking on an Elite. And we'll have a decision here at this crossroads if we want to take on a second Elite or veer off and take on just a regular enemy encounter. But for now, we're going to move into this question mark event. Let's see what we've got. Wheel of Change. It's time to spin the wheel. Are you ready? Of course you are. Roll the die, and we'll see what happens. And we've got a 4. Is that good? That is good. We've got a relic. All right. Tungsten Rod. So if we roll a 5, we get 3 block. Okay, that's very nice. Let's move into our first shop. Here is our first shop set up. We've got 14 coins coming in. We have several options here. We've got 3 relics to choose from, 3 potions. We can pay 3 gold to remove one of our cards. And we have 3 card choices laid out where we might be able to buy one of these. Fear No Evil, Prey, and Empty Body. So let's start with relics. It's going to be the most expensive purchase if we decide we want one of these. Centennial Puzzle, once per combat, you can draw 3 cards if we've lost health this combat. So it triggers the same way that Self-Forming Clay does. And I know we're weak on card draw. We're getting a discount on this. I think we're going to take Centennial Puzzle, so that's going to cost us 7. Won't be able to afford really any of the other relics except for the boot. I don't think the boot is super impactful. So skipping down to potions, we can remove status effects from our character with the Ancient Potion. Could be useful. I believe the champ is going to put some status effects on us as well. Cunning Potion. It's going to give you 3 0-cost attacks for 1 damage. And then Blood Potion lets us heal for 2 HP. I might pick up this Blood Potion. That could be helpful. Card removal. I definitely want to do this. It's going to be 3 more gold. That puts us at 10. So we'll be spending 10. And we're going to remove 1 Defend card. So we'll get that out of there. We're down to 4 gold. Let's take a look at these cards. We've got Empty Body, that does 2 block, puts us in neutral. Prey gives us another miracle, which we've got plenty of generation for that. But it lets us draw 2 cards. Can't draw any additional cards this turn. And lastly, Fear No Evil does 2 damage. If we're in Wrath, enter Calm. I think that pairs nicely with Tantrum, since we'll be entering Wrath much more often now. Let's go ahead and do Fear No Evil. That's going to cost us 3 gold. And that'll do it for the store. We have 1 gold left. Lots of new stuff, though. That's going to take us into our first elite fight. Let's see who we've got. The Book of Stabbing. All right. We've got 30 health. They are going to attack us constantly, just alternates each turn. And every time they do, they're going to get stronger. So we're going to have to take this one down quickly, or we'll be at risk of losing a lot of health. Turn number 1. Let's give it a roll. And a 1. Not going to help us. So we're going to go ahead and play Omega. Get that out. That's all of our energy for turn 1. Does 6 damage to the Book of Stabbing, putting him at 24. We're going to spend Holy Water and get Diva Form out. That's going to generate, well, it doesn't do anything yet. We still have 1 miracle that we started with. We'll spin that for 1 block. Playing this Defend card. I think that's going to do it for turn number 1. Book of Stabbing is going to hit us for 2 damage and then add a Strength. It's going to continue to get worse every turn. We've blocked 1. We're going to take 1 hit. And since we didn't block all of it, it's going to add a Daze to our deck. Good news is we have 2 relics that are going to trigger next turn. Self-Forming Clay and Centennial Puzzle since we've taken damage, and that may help us out. Turn number 2, let's roll. 3, still no help. We are going to trigger, we'll see about self-forming clay, depends on how much block we have. But we're definitely going to do Centennial Puzzle, that'll draw 3. And looking at our powers, Steviform generates a miracle. Omega does 6 damage. That'll bring him down to 18. Let's use Inner Peace. That'll put us in Calm. And that costs 1 energy. We have 2 energy left. We're going to use Tantrum. I'll do 2 damage. Bring the Book of Stabbing down to 16. Takes us into Wrath and generates 2 energy. So we spent 1, now we're back to 3. We're in Wrath now. We'll play Halt. That's going to give us 2 block. We're going to need to block 4 this round. I don't think we're going to get there, so I think we'll do Self-Forming Clay. We'll trigger that. That's going to give us 5 block. That'll be enough there. And we have some energy left. We'll be playing 2 of these 1-cost strikes. They deal 2 damage each. So we're down to 12 health for Book of Stabbing. Lastly, we'll exhaust Worship. That'll give us 2 more miracles. Does it for our turn. Book of Stabbing is going to hit us this time for 4 damage since they already have a strength. We blocked all of that, but they are going to get another strength. And this daze will exhaust and go back into the pile. We're ready for our next turn. All right, turn 3. Looks like we've got our powers continuing to carry us. Got Battle Hymn out now. We're in Wrath. That's going to deal 4 damage. Omega deals 6. So you only need to do 2 more. And we can play Fear No Evil. That'll do 3 damage and end the fight. So Book of Stabbing is going to give us 2 coins, a relic, and an upgraded card. All right, we've added our 2 coins. Puts us at 3 total. Let's check our relic. We get Horn Cleat. Finally, something for a 1 and 2 roll. It's going to give us 1 block. That is helpful. And let's check the card rewards. We do get to upgrade whichever one of these we choose. So we've got Just Lucky. That will do 1 damage and let us scry 1, or 1 damage and 1 block. It's a 0-cost card. Like Water is another power. End of turn, if we're in Calm, it generates 1 block. I believe it's going to be 2 block if we take this and upgrade it. It is 2 block. And last choice is Empty Fist. So we can do 2 damage, enter neutral. Kind of like this passive block with Like Water. Let's take this one. We're going to upgrade it. And when we play it, we'll keep it out. It gives us 2 block as long as we're in Calm at the end of our turn. So we've knocked out our first elite. That's going to take us into a regular enemy encounter with a Centurion and a Mystic. This fight's always interesting because the Mystic will help shield the Centurion. But if you kill the Mystic first, the Centurion gets stronger. You have to decide if you want to go all in on trying to kill the Centurion, or if you take out the Mystic to make it easier, and then the Centurion gets a lot stronger. So should be a fun battle. All right, turn 1. We might be in a little bit of trouble here, depending on the roll. A 6. So the Centurion's going to attack for 3. We don't really have any way to defend. But let's go ahead and get started. We'll play Eruption. We are going to attack the Centurion. I'll do 2 damage. Puts us in Wrath. We've got 2 energy left. We'll get Like Water out. It's not going to help us this turn. We can play these 1-cost strikes. It'll do 4 more damage to the Centurion. Down to 9 health. Lastly, we'll play Worship. That'll give us 1 more miracle. The 6 we rolled is going to weaken the Centurion. So that helps a little bit. Essentially blocks 1 of the damage. Our loaded die will activate, and we can choose one of these to trigger. So I think Tungsten Rod would save us from taking any damage here. We play Tungsten Rod, it gives us 3 block. So the 6 helped us there. Centurion's going to attack us for 3. That is weakened, so it'll just be 2. We've blocked it anyway. And Mystic is going to heal Centurion for 3. Would have healed. So Centurion is back to 12, ready for our next turn. Let's start our next turn. We rolled a 3. That does not help us. That's okay. We have plenty of block here. The Mystic is going to give strength to everyone, and Centurion's going to shield the Mystic. So we're going to have a lot of wasted block here, but that's okay. Let's play Fear No Evil. We'll get a little bit of damage out. It's going to do 3 to Centurion, brings him back down to 9. And it puts us in Calm. And we can play Collect. It'll exhaust. We've got 5 miracles. We have all the energy we need when we have some cards that we want to play. We're not going to take any damage this turn, so we don't really need to do anything else. We'll go ahead and clean up and get ready for the next turn. So Centurion is going to add 3 block for Mystic. And Mystic is going to give strength to everyone. Let's roll for our next turn. It was going to be a 6. I tipped over to a 1. All right, so that gives us 1 block. Mystic will be attacking us, looks like for 3 now with their strength. And Centurion is going to be shielding again. We've got our 1 block from Horncleat. That's it for relics. We've got tons of energy. We'll go ahead and get some more powers out. Battle Him, that'll do 2 damage to the Centurion. Brings him down to 7. Diva Form will get out. That'll give us a Miracle at the start of our next turn. That is all of our energy, but we have all these miracles. We'll go ahead and spend 1 here to play this 1-cost strike. Bringing the Centurion to 6. We'll play Halt. Gives us a shield. And we'll do 1 more miracle. That will give us 1 more block. That's enough to block the attack from the Mystic. So Mystic attacks. We blocked all of it. And Centurion gives Mystic those 3 shields back. All right, I think this is going to be a fun turn. We are in Calm right now. We're going to play Inner Peace for 1 energy. Lets us draw 3. Lots of defend coming out. Now we can play Tantrum for 1 energy. That's going to get us out of Calm. Generates 2 energy. Puts us in Wrath. And we're going to do 2 damage to Centurion. So down to 4 health. Actually, that makes no sense. Let's do it to the Mystic. The Mystic loses 2 shields. We're going to play Omega with our 3 energy. That'll do 6 damage to everyone. So Centurion is now dead. And Mystic loses that shield. Loses 5 more health. Putting them at 7. We are in Wrath, so Battle Hymn triggers for 4. Mystic is down to 3. We are at 0 energy, but we have 3 miracles left. We can play Eruption for 1 of those. That's going to do 3 damage, and that will do it for the Mystic. We defeated both on that turn. Checking rewards, we're going to get 1 coin and a card reward. All right, so we're up to 4 coins now. Take a look at card rewards. Tranquility, Rushdown, and Crescendo. So Tranquility and Crescendo are very similar. You retain them, they cost 0. This one will put you into Calm. Crescendo will put you into Wrath. And then Rushdown is a 1-cost power. The first time you enter Wrath each turn, draw 2 cards. I think that sounds fun. We might have too many powers, but let's do it. We'll do Rushdown. And we're at 7 health. I think we are going to go for the second elite, and we'll hope for the best. We're going to be up against the Gremlin Leader. Summon 2 additional Gremlins. Gremlins are on the board. We've got the Sneaky Gremlin, 2 health. Going to be attacking us for 2 every turn. The Fat Gremlin, 3 health. Just 1 attack every turn. The Gremlin leader is going to be feeding them strength and shields while also attacking us. Let's get this underway. First roll, we've got a 2. That's going to give us 1 block. We're going to start with 3 energy. I'm going to throw out Omega. That's going to take care of the Gremlins immediately, so we won't have to worry about them for this entire combat, really. And it'll also do 6 damage to the Gremlin leader. We'll bring him down to 24. All right, so Omega used all of our energy, except for Holy Water. I think we're going to go ahead and use both. Try to have a little fun this turn. Let's play Eruption. We'll do 2 more damage to the Gremlin leader. That puts us in Wrath. For that second Holy Water energy, we'll play Fear No Evil. That'll do 3 more damage, down to 19. Puts us back in Calm. I thought about playing Inner Peace here as well, since we have the Miracle. But then we're still out of energy, so anything we draw, we're going to not be able to play unless it's a 0 cost. Let's use the Miracle anyway. Instead of drawing cards, we're just going to play this Defend. That'll keep us from taking any damage this first turn. So both Gremlins are dead, thanks to Omega. And the Gremlin leader hits us for 2, but we block both damage. We'll give himself strength and 1 shield. Let's roll for turn 2. A 6. All right, so that's going to immediately weaken Gremlin leader. Also going to activate 1 more relic of our choice, any of the dice relics. So we could put vulnerable on him, but I think I'm just going to take the tungsten rod so we don't take any damage this turn. He's attacking us for 6. The tungsten rod gives us 3 block. That was a good roll. With our 3 energy, let's play Like Water. It's going to give us 2 more block at the end of our turn. And we were in Calm last turn from Fear No Evil. Go ahead and fix that. We'll get our 2 block at the end of the turn. We have 2 energy left. We're going to spend it on 1 Defend and 1 Strike. That'll be all of our energy. We get the 2 block from Like Water. We get the 1 from Defend. And we'll do 1 more damage to Gremlin leader. It actually just pops his shield off, which would have gone away anyway. And he was weakened. We should have done... I guess it's not too late. We haven't done Gremlin leader's turn. Instead of that Defend, we'll play 1 more Strike. That'll take his shield off and actually deal 1 damage to him. Since he's weakened, that'll cancel out the strength. He's only attacking us for 5. We had 5 block. That'll block the entire attack. So next turn, he would revive all of the dead gremlins. We also forgot to apply the damage from Omega. So 6 more. Bring him down to just 12 health. All right, let's roll for our next turn. Roll to 1. That'll give us a block. And let's see if we can finish off the Gremlin leader. We've got Tantrum. That'll deal 2 damage and put us in Wrath. Also generates 2 energy. We have 4 energy left. Gremlin leader's at 10 health. We are in Wrath. We're playing Battle Hymn. That'll do 4. Omega does 6. And that will wrap up the Gremlin fight. Let's take a look at rewards. We're going to get 2 coins, which I've gone ahead and added. We're up to 6 now. Our relic reward is Vajra. So if we roll a 2, we will gain strength for 1 turn. And then card rewards, whichever one we choose. If we take 1, it's going to be upgraded. So Empty Body, I think we've seen that one. Does 2 block, puts us in neutral stance. Fresh Joints, 1 cost, does 1 damage. If we're in Wrath, it also applies Vulnerable. And Protect, 2 cost card. We can hold on to this, and it would give us 3 block. All right, I think we're going to go with Protect here. Use it as an emergency button. Once we upgrade it, we'll be able to do 4 block. It does cost 2 energy, but it's got retained. So once we pull it out, it'll just sit here until we decide to use it. So if we have a big attack coming up from the champ, maybe this could come in handy. Moving along, we're going to hit another Campfire. We're still in pretty good shape. We've got 7 health. We're going to pass on the healing. Let's upgrade Diva Form. Feels a little weak as it is. For 2 costs, it's going to generate essentially 1 energy per turn. If we upgrade it, it might be a little bit more useful. Now we're going to generate 2 miracles per turn with Diva form. Next up is another regular enemy encounter, and we've got one more campfire before we face the champ. It's going to be against the cultists. All right, so the cultists are fairly simple. They'll attack for 1 per turn, and they'll also gain 1 strength per turn. So if you don't take them out quickly, they can do some serious damage. Fortunately, we've drawn a ridiculous first hand. We're going to lead things off with Vigilance. It has 2 cost, puts us in Calm, and gives us 2 block. We also forgot to roll our dice. Got 1, so now we're at 3 block. We've blocked all the incoming damage from the cultists for this turn. Now let's do Rush Down. Why not? So that's 1 more energy. And when we go into Wrath, we're going to draw 2 cards. So now we're going to play Tantrum. We're going to use 1 energy from Holy Water. Tantrum will do 2 damage to a cultist, puts us in Wrath, and generates 2 energy. Tantrum goes on top of our draw pile for next turn. But now that we're in Wrath, we are drawing 2 cards. I don't think this will draw. I think it goes on top of the discard pile after we draw. We'll see what we've got. Right, we have 2 energy left. We're going to use Holy Water again and play Omega. That's going to do 6 damage to everyone. So this one is down to 1 health, 3 and 3. So we'll definitely finish them off next turn. That'll bring us back down to 0 energy. We still have our Miracle, and we have Worship. So Worship is going to get us 1 more Miracle. We can spin those to get all of our cards in hand out, like Water, and more importantly, Battle Hymn. So Battle Hymn, since we're in Wrath, is going to do 4 damage. So we'll take out this middle cultist. Now we're just taking 2 damage from these and 1 from being in Wrath. So we're going to block all of that. And that's going to do it. Next turn, Omega is going to trigger and wipe everybody out. Quick, easy fight for the cultists. Now we move on up into the last campfire. Let's clean this up and look to upgrade another card. Before hitting the campfire, we do get our cultist rewards. We added 2 gold. Let's check out the cards. Include Flurry of Blows and Study. So Conclude. This does 1 damage twice. We can't play any additional cards this turn. And this little symbol here, if I can show it, that means it does damage to the entire row, which is what we have with Omega. Study. This is a power card. At the start of our turn, if we're in Calm, we're going to draw 2 additional cards. And lastly, Flurry of Blows. This is a 0-cost card. It deals an additional 1 damage if we switch stances this turn. I think we're going to go with Flurry of Blows. We are switching stances pretty frequently, and this will let us do some more damage. Now that we've reached our campfire, we are going to upgrade Flurry of Blows, which we just got. So we'll flip it over. It's going to do 1 more attack if we switch stances this turn. So it'll do 3 total damage. If we're in Wrath, that's 6. If we apply, and that'll take us into the champ fight. So ready to start the Act 2 boss fight. Let's give it a roll. We rolled a 1. That's going to help us with 1 block. Champ's going to be attacking for 4. We've got very interesting draw. Let's go ahead and start with Collect. So Collect is going to generate 3 more miracles for us, plus the 1 we should have had at the start of the round. So we have 4 now. And we're down to 2 energy. We can use Holy Water. That'll let us put out Omega. Nice getting that out early. That'll do 6 damage to the champ, bringing him to 34. Okay. So we want to play everything else in our hand. Vigilance is 2, Rushdown is 1, and Diva Form is 2. We have 0 energy, but we have Holy Water for 1, and we'll just spend all of our miracles and get everything out. So we've got 3 powers on the board. And we're entering calm state with 2 more block. All right, the champ is going to hit us for 4. We're going to block 3 of that and take 1 damage. It puts us down to 6. Next turn, he's going to be applying weaken to us and will give himself strength. All right, let's roll to start turn 2. We've rolled a 6. That's going to weaken the champ. Let us trigger 1 more relic. We'll do that in just a minute. Start of turn, I don't want to forget to do this. We're going to grab our 2 miracles. Gives us more energy. 3 to start with. We're going to play Battle Hymn. We have 2 energy left. Let's play Inner Peace. We're in a calm state. That's going to give us 3 new cards. So this 6 we rolled, we're going to use it for this relic. Let's apply Vulnerable to the champ for next turn. And we're not at risk of taking any damage. I think we're going to use Worship. Seems like as good a time as any. We have 2 energy left. That's going to generate 3 miracles. We have a lot of energy for next turn. So the champ is going to weaken us, which we'll kind of cancel out with the vulnerable we've applied on him. He's also going to add 1 strength. He'll be hitting us a little harder going forward. Let's roll for turn 3. We rolled a 1. Okay, so the 1 gives us 1 block. We are going to start with 3 energy. We'll play Tantrum. That does 2 damage. And we enter Wrath. Cost 1, generates 2 energy. We do 2 damage. The Vulnerable and Weaken cancel each other out. We've got a lot going on. I did not notice. We didn't do our 2 damage from Battle Hymn last turn. We also didn't do our 6 from Omega last turn. So Champ was at 32. That's going to be 8 more damage. He's down to 24. That's not counting these triggering this turn. So now that we're in Wrath, we'll go ahead and trigger Battle Hymn. That's 4 more damage. Omega triggers at the end of the turn. Rushdown, we're going to draw 2 cards. And Tantrum is not one of them. Tantrum will come back next turn. All right, we got our Protect. We'll set that aside until we need it, which will probably be this turn. All right, so now we can use Flurry of Blows. So this card, it deals 1 damage 3 times, but we're in Wrath, so it's 2 damage 3 times. So that's going to deal 6. He was at 20. It goes down to 14. Still at 4 energy, we'll play Like Water. 5 powers out now. Just have to remember to trigger them. All right, that brings us to 3 energy. We'll have some decisions to make. I think we're going to go ahead and use Protect. That's going to block the 5 damage coming from Champ. Actually 6 damage coming from Champ. Plus our Wrath. So we're down to 1 energy. We still have all these miracles though. Let's play Eruption. That one's going to do 3 more damage. Dropping him to 11. Fear No Evil. Let's go ahead and do the strike first. So we'll pay 1 miracle. Go ahead and do 2 miracles. Back to 2 energy. Strike does 2 damage. Champ is at 9. Fear No Evil is going to do 3 damage, bringing him to 6. And look at that. So now Omega is going to bring him down to 0. So we didn't have to worry about that block after all. That's okay. We won't undo anything. Champ is going to immediately move into Fury mode and keeps his 1 strength. He won't have any statuses. And then next turn, he's going to be doing 5 damage to us twice. So it regenerates right back to 40 health. We'll have to do it again. All right, so we played Fear No Evil last turn. That moved us back into Calm. Actually drew it again this round. We already used Collect. I should have exhausted that. So let's draw one more card. Tantrum is going to put us right back into Wrath. We'll go from 3 energy down to 2, and then coming out of Calm puts us back up to 4. Eva Form also generated 2 more miracles. We have lots of energy, lots more than we need this round. The 2 damage Tantrum does brings him to 38. Now that we're back in Wrath, Battle him. We'll do 4. Down to 34. Remember to use Omega at the end. We do draw 2 cards from Rushdown. We got to Protect again. That's going to be helpful. And 1 more strike. So 4 energy left. We'll go ahead and play Halt. It does 2 blocks since we're in Wrath. We didn't roll the dice this turn. A lot going on. Roll a 3, it doesn't help. We'll go ahead and spend our 2 energy on Protect. That gets us up to 6 block. May as well go ahead and spend at least 2 miracles. We're going to get those right back next turn. That brings us back to 4 energy and lets us play everything else we've got. So Strike, Strike, that's going to be 4 damage. Fear No Evil, that'll be 3 more, that's 7 damage. Puts us back into Calm. Champ's at 27 health. I'm going to block for 1 more. And then, like Water, will give us 2 more block. So we're blocking 9 out of the 10 that the champ is attacking with. That's awesome. Only lose 1 health here. And once again, we forgot to apply our 6 damage from Omega. I'll go ahead and do that now. Champ is at 31, 21. Has to be 21. We have no threat this time from the champ. He's just gaining strength. I think we're going to have a big turn here. We're in Calm right now. We get our 2 miracles from Diva Form. Eruption is going to put us... Actually, we shouldn't have Eruption. We played Tantrum, and then I discarded it. It's supposed to go to the top of our draw pile. So we've got Tantrum instead. Tantrum will deal 2 damage. Puts us in Wrath. Okay, so Champ's at 19. We're in Wrath. We generate 2 energy, so we're back to 4. Rushdown, here it is, draws 2 cards. Now we put Tantrum on top. Now we have Eruption. We've changed stances this turn, so Flurry of Blows does the additional attacks, and we're in Wrath, so it's going to do 6 damage. So he's at 19, now he's at 13. Battle him will trigger, bringing him to 9. You know, we've got 6 coming from Omega. Eruption will be 3, and that will do it. We've defeated the champ. We've completed Act 2. We have 1 key towards the heart fight at the end of the game. We're going to take this into Act 3, going in with 8 gold, lots of relics, tons of powers, and yeah, feeling pretty good. Before I get too far ahead of myself, let's get our rewards from the champ. We've added 3 gold. We're going to take a look at boss relics, Ectoplasm, Empty Cage, and Astrolabe. So Ectoplasm kind of sucks. You get energy, but you can't gain any more gold. I think we're good on energy anyway. Empty Cage lets us remove 2 cards. It's not great, but we do have a lot of starter cards left, so that's a contender. Or we can do Astrolabe. That's going to let us upgrade 3 cards. I think the cards we need to upgrade we've already done. So let's do Empty Cage. We'll get rid of a Strike and a Defend. And then we'll take a look at the rare cards. What do we have on offer here? We've got Ragnarok. That does 5 different 1 attack or 1 damage attacks. Each one can have a different target, and that will stack with Wrath. So we're in Wrath, that's 10 damage at least. We could put vulnerable. That would double the damage to 20. That's interesting. It is expensive at 3 cost. Brilliance. Deal 2 damage for each miracle we have. We have infinite miracles right now, so that's going to be a pretty good contender for 1. Deus Ex Machina gives us 2 miracles and exhaust. I don't think we need that. We have plenty of miracle generation. I think this is a pretty clear brilliance. So that's going to help us a lot in Act 3. All right, that's going to do it for Act 2. I hope you enjoyed this one. We'll be back with Act 3. And if we make it through that, potentially Act 4, we'll see. But thank you so much for watching. I'll be back soon.